Hi, Catherine. Thanks for taking some time to speak with us. Why do you want an inquiry? Who is pushing for it?
So I am the volunteer director of the Sixties Scoop Legacy of Canada, and our board has asked for a national inquiry so that we can delve into the really complexities of the Sixties Scoop and how it's affected us, our families, and our children. That's really what we're asking for, is to examine the deeper and long-term effects of the Sixties Scoop and permanent child removal.
So what should an inquiry include?
So for us, the inquiry should include, of course, interviews and testimonies by survivors, and including some of the experiences that folks had in care and by being adopted. And then also our children and our grandchildren, testimonials to say how it's affected them, because we know that that they suffer some of the effects that we did as well. For example, being adopted, lots of our birth records are sealed, and so many of us are still trying to find which community we come from, who our family is, and that affects our children in the long term. Many of our children don't even have basic information, such as medical information or their birth records. So it's important to look at all of that.
Sorry, now you've been asking the federal government for this. What's the response been like from them?
We've had zero response from the federal government on this, which is really unfortunate. I think that the 60 Scoop survivors, the ones that I've spoken to, feel as though the federal government has really shifted the responsibility of us as 60 Scoop survivors to the provinces, and the provinces are saying that the federal government is responsible for us. So we really feel like we're kind of lost out in nowhere. Nobody's really supporting us.
So, Catherine, why is this a good time to call for an inquiry in light of all of the unmarked graves being uncovered?
I think that it's a really great time to examine that, because we know that many of our families, our parents and our grandparents were subjected to residential schools. I know for myself that many of my family members had gone to day schools, and so I think it's important to look at how all of that is intersectional, because I think when you start digging into this, you'll see that many of us ended up in jails, in prisons, as MMIWGs. Like, it's all interconnected, and so I really think that it's a good time to take a look at all of this and how it's affected us long term.
All right, Catherine, we're going to have to leave it there. I want to thank you again for taking a few minutes to speak with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.